welcome back. We're on day 27 of our practice together. It's nice to be back with you. Today we're moving on to the letter C in the P.E.A.C.E acronym. And I know we did a whole week based on connection, but this connection is specifically focused on the relationship within ourselves, between our human self and our soul self. What I mean by that is that we have this human aspect of our being that is navigating this material world that we live in. And then we also have this soul self of our being that is that eternal, infinite part of us that is made from in the likeness of divinity. Now, if those words don't resonate with you, that is totally okay. Some other words that kind of make sense to me in this kind of description of the two aspects of ourselves are like our egoic human self and our higher consciousness or our expanded consciousness. So I encourage you to find whatever words resonate with you that capture this idea that we have these two parts of ourself, our more human side that feels kind of these deep human emotions and gets afraid and kind of feels like we have to defend ourselves or stand up for ourselves. And then this more kind of expanded part of ourselves that sees things much more clearly, sees the truth that we are all connected, doesn't feel this need to fight or prove each other right or wrong, and really just has this wise knowing and sense of something much bigger that we can't see with the physical eye, right? It is a wise knowing rooted in this truth of eternal life, of connection, of love, of the power of unconditional and eternal divine love that exists in the creation of the universe. So however that makes sense to you, I want to encourage you to recognize that truth and use your own language to capture it for yourself. And that's what today is going to be about. It's about this relationship between these two parts of ourselves. The reason why this is so important is because when we're going through a collective trauma like this, everybody's system is activated in some way or another at different times. So it's not just you that might have your fight or flight system activated. Even people that are teachers that are sharing, what they believe to be truth right now, oftentimes we can hear that their systems may be activated as well. Some of the clues of how we know if fight or flight is activated is when we hear language that's really pinning groups of people against each other. When it's kind of these messages of I'm right and you're wrong, right? This is an indication that our fight system is activated because those are more fighting words. It's pinning people against each other. It's not in this collective whole of let's understand each other. Let's understand what your point of view is and my point of view is and come together, right? That's where we know we're grounded when we're coming from that place. So I just want to encourage you to think about all the noise that you might be taking in right now as we're going through this collective trauma and know that you have a very wise teacher that lives within you, that your truth is connected to divinity. And when we can get still enough and quiet enough to tap into that teacher within, we will find the answers that we're seeking. So that's what I really want to kind of encourage today, is for us to be able to align with that space within, that divinity within, and trust that voice of that teacher that lives there. Okay? So let's do a guided visualization together to allow us to build this relationship and build this trust with this part that lives within. The soul part, the expanded consciousness, the wise, deep, knowing, intuitive part of us. Okay, let's begin. So we'll start by coming into our body and our breath. Let's take a few deep breaths together, breathing in love. Breathing out fear. this visualization, I want you to imagine a beautiful thread going right through the center of your body. This thread could be any color, texture. Provide a sensation. But it's going right through the center of your being. Let's breathe in and visualize that thread developing, connecting our two halves of our body right into the center, connecting the front of our body and the back of our body, connecting the right side of our body and the left side of our body. Let's notice that center line of our being. Good, and now I want you to start visualizing a star. A star of any shape, color, brightness that exists out in the universe that you can look up and see in a starry night. See that star. Know that it has so much wisdom for you and knowing for you. It is part of this grand universe that we all share. And invite that star in. Invite it in right into that center space in between your eyebrows. And allow it to shimmer and connect to that thread. Invite that star into the center of your heart, shimmering and connected to the thread of your being. And invite that star into the center of your stomach, your intuitive sense of knowing, and allow it to shimmer and connect to the thread in the center of your being. See this star within you, shining throughout your physical being, down the center line of your body. And breathe in the bright, gentle knowing that it brings. The light it illuminates lives within you. It shines truth on all. Your inner being, your highest self, your soul knows the truth. Trust that you can get quiet enough and still enough to hear the message of the teacher within. This teacher will never give messages of, I am right and you are wrong. They will never be messages rooted in fear. They will always be messages rooted in love. They will always be messages rooted in a collective whole. Allow yourself to hear that teacher within now. What does that teacher want to say about what we are going through as a collective whole? What is your inner teacher's guidance through this pandemic? Take a moment and notice how it feels to invite your teacher in, and to give yourself permission to listen to their message. Let's take a few deep breaths together. Excellent. Know that this teacher's always there for you, without any judgment, loving you, proud of you on your human journey, and guiding you like that northern star. This relationship is a sacred one, and it is yours always. When you're ready, you can open your eyes. Oh, thank you for doing that with me. I encourage you now to just take a moment to write in your journal any message that your inner being, your guiding light, your soul self wants to share with you to help you navigate this time. And if nothing came through clearly, that's okay. Maybe it was a feeling or an essence. Maybe it was a reminder that they're there. Whatever it is okay. But let's take a moment to just jot down whatever is present for us right now. A couple of the messages that are coming up for me that I'll share with you are that this is a time for us to all come together and think about each other and learn how to work as one cohesive team. Getting the message that life is eternal. Getting the message that love and cooperation can achieve anything. Okay, so I continue to encourage you to check in with this part of yourself and know that they are always there for you. And journal as much as you're moved to whenever you communicate with this part. Today I am thinking about and sending so much strength and love to all of those that struggle with addiction and may be triggered or activated during this time. Know that there is still support out there for you to reach out, and you are not alone. And to you, a great big reminder, energetic hug, to be so loving with yourself and all those around you. Thank you. I'll see you tomorrow. Be well.